Auks are seabirds that look somewhat like penguins, but they can fly. There is an entire taxonomic family that people often refer to as auks, the Alcidae family. There are many different birds in the Alcidae family, including puffins, auklets, and murres, but there are only 2 species of true auks. The 2 true auk species alive today are the lesser auk and the little auk, both of which will be the focus of this article. Description of the auk. Both species of auks are somewhat similar in appearance, but they are different genetically and in body structure. They both have black heads, wings, backs, and tails, with white chests and bellies. Much like penguins, this coloration gives them a tuxedo-like appearance. Lesser auks have large thick beaks and a 2-foot-long wingspan. Little auks are smaller, with a wingspan of about 1 foot, and they have shorter beaks. Interesting facts about the auk. While they might look like penguins, auks are a different bird entirely. They have a number of unique traits and behaviors. Learn more below. First point. Missing member. While there are only 2 living species of auks nowadays, there was once a 3rd species, the great auk. This species went extinct in 1844, primarily due to hunting. While they lived, these birds were much larger than their cousins, standing nearly 3 feet tall. Second point. Colonial living. Both species of auks congregate in large groups, known as colonies, to breed. They choose steep cliffs near the sea, and build their nests on ledges. Nesting on cliffs is a relatively common occurrence for seabirds, because cliffs are difficult for predators to climb. Third point. Not quite safe. Even though they choose treacherous nesting sites, that doesn't mean they are completely safe from predators. A number of different predators still manage to feed on auks, their eggs, and their chicks. Some predators include polar bears, gulls, ravens, crows, and falcons. Fourth point. Dedicated parents. Auk parents do their best to protect their chicks and their mates. Both parents are dutiful caregivers. The male and the female share the duties of incubation and feeding. The same birds return and build nests together every year for life. Habitat of the auk. Both species of auks live in and above the ocean. Like many seabirds, they only return to land when they reproduce. They choose seaside cliffs to create their nests. Large colonies of auks congregate on these cliffs and nest together for safety. After rearing their chicks, the birds return to sea until the next year's breeding season. Distribution of the auk. Auks live in the northern Atlantic Ocean, but their exact distribution varies by species. Lesser auks live and nest off the coast of North America, primarily the east coast of Canada and the northeast United States. Their range also extends to Greenland and across to Europe. Little auks live off the coast of the northeast United States and Canada as well, but their range into Europe is smaller. Diet of the auk. Like most seabirds, auks feed primarily on fish and marine organisms. Schooling fish are the easiest to find, because they congregate in large numbers that are visible above the surface. The smaller little auk eats shrimp and copepods more than fish. The larger lesser auk feeds mostly on fish, but also eats squid, shrimp, and other crustaceans. Auk and human interaction. Just like their cousin, the extinct great auk, humans hunt little and lesser auks for eggs, meat, and feathers. Habitat destruction and global climate change also impact their ability to survive. Breeding colonies are particularly susceptible to habitat destruction, oil spills, and hunting. Because they nest in such large numbers, when humans damage or hunt these colonies, entire populations are decimated. The IUCN lists the little auk as least concern, and the lesser auk as near threatened. Does the auk make a good pet? No, auks do not make good pets. I may have mentioned it before, but I'll repeat it again. Animals that eat fish generally have very smelly poop. That means, of course, that they usually make poor pets. Also, it is illegal in most places to own an auk as a pet. Auk care. Because they spend most of their life at sea, it is obviously incredibly important for this species to have access to water. The more water the better. Many zoos also implement artificial rocks and cliffs for these birds to nest on. In zoos, these birds often live with puffins and penguins, because they live in similar climates. Zookeepers feed them a variety of small fish, krill, squid, and other crustaceans. Behavior of the auk. Though these birds breed in massive colonies, they usually hunt alone. Large groups depart to fish at the same time, and sometimes feed in the same area, but they usually spread out and hunt alone. These birds do not cooperate while hunting in any way. Once they reach sexual maturity, auks court potential mates. Once they have chosen a mate, they continue to breed with the same auk for life. Reproduction of the auk. Once they arrive at the breeding colony, the pair of birds chooses a cliff ledge to build their nest. They find a cave, crevice, or a nice indented spot, and fill it with pebbles, shells, and feathers. The female lays a single egg, and both parents incubate it. The egg hatches, after incubating for about a month. Both parents feed the chick, and after about a month it will begin to fly and go fishing with its parents. Little auk interesting facts. First one. What type of animal is a little auk? The little auk, or dovahkiy, is a little seabird and belongs to the family of Alcidae, and is amongst the smallest auks in the world. Second one. What class of animal does a little auk belong to? A little auk is a seabird that belongs to the class Aves. Third one. How many little auks are there in the world? There are approximately 40 million little auks in the world, but their numbers have probably risen, in spite of climate change. Next one. Where does a little auk live? Little auks, or dovahkiys, live on the coasts of the high Arctic islands. They mainly nest in the shore zone or the open waters of the North Atlantic, and are native to the Nearctic and Palearctic regions. Little auks have also been observed breeding in the northern region of the Arctic Circle. From Novaya Zemlya, Franz Josef Land, and North Greenland to North Iceland, they are found in large breeding colonies with more than 1,000 individuals. Moreover, as the non-breeding season approaches, they move to the Faroe Islands, Gulf Stream, and Virginia Capes. Next one. What is a little auk's habitat? Little auks are mainly found on oceanic islands and marine habitats. Feeding and nesting generally take place on the frontiers of the oceanic islands or near coastal zones. They reside in the south during the winter and in the northwest Atlantic, where plankton is found in abundance. They move inward towards the shore to breed and set up large colonies, and build nests on crevices and rock cliffs. Sometimes, they reside under mountain slopes which are generally far away from seashores. Next one. Who do little auks live with? Little auks are sociable, and they live in small to large colonies, with every colony having tens of thousands of individual little auks. Next one. How long does a little auk live? Little auks may generally live for 10 to 25 years, but this bird is hunted by predators on a very large scale, which shortens its lifespan. Next one. How do they reproduce? Little auks are monogamous. They form their pair once, which is meant to last forever. However, when the mates are away from the colonies, the females tend to copulate and breed with other males. The largest colonies have been observed during the breeding season, where they all come together at a nesting site which generally is a cliff, layers of crevices, or mountain slopes near the shore. The nest is layered with small pebbles, and a depression-like dent is formed in order to lay their egg. The male auks guard and defend the nest, and the territory is indicated by a large rock that is kept at the entrance of every nest. The males use various postures and acoustics to approach and lure the females, followed by the inspection of males by the female auks, and if everything seems suitable, then the pair is formed, which is indicated by mutual head-bowing posture. After forming pairs, copulation takes place. The breeding season may range from February to May. Little auks generally lay and incubate one egg per reproduction cycle. The incubation period generally lasts for 29 days, followed by the cracking and hatching of eggs in the subsequent 4 days. The hatchlings become completely independent after 28 days. Little auks attain sexual maturity at the age of 3, and can reproduce until the age of 8. So, today we are talking about full details about auk birds. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.